matchup. What's happening?
He did win the laning phase, don't get me wrong, he did win it. It's just the team fights on CC just kinda awkward getting into these fights.
Okay, we don't talk about that one because they won that one.
They
The
did.
MVP, but I'm talking like game 3, dog. I'm talking about give me Bumblebee.
Give me Bumblebee again. I don't know. The export is a little tough to say because it's just not enough of a lead that we saw him generate in the lane to make the difference. And eventually evened out by the time we got into the mid game. Anyways, because he has to be part of these turtle fights. Now, my faith in God only goes so far, but I need to see SRG really show us something that they are touched, or maybe at the very least have a direction to attack Aurora. Because from the way that I'm seeing right now, if Yums can maintain this type of performance in the 2v2 lane, pre-level 1, I think that the game is pretty much done and dusted if he dies again.
We talked about this leading into this matchup, the importance of your dueling for the first 3-4 minion waves that come out through the center of the map. A lot of matches this M7 World Championship have been determined by the little chess match of absolute detail-focused gameplay that is the duel between the roam mid trio and the eventual entry of the jungle, maybe for a quick attempt at a gank, quick attempt at a clear, and then rotating out of that. We now look towards Lunar and Cram, who Cram's usual demeanor and personality a little bit more muted this time around, considering that, well, Aurora have been making it hard for Cram to get those moments where he crams out, crams up.
Yeah, the last time he was cramming around was him on that Uranus. And then from then on, he's like, wait, I gotta take this seriously.
I mean, he used to be incredible, but now it just feels like he will collapse at any time, right? And I think it's at the cost of the draft. If he is given something that can force out plays rather than just Esme and Uranus every single time, we might see a game changer, because that's the big problem. All the drafts we've seen so far, where is the tempo breaker? Who's the one who says, I don't care, even though it's not on our turn to attack, I will make the difference.
So is it time for Mr. Rusiana to pick up the dragon?
Please, dear God, give it to him.
Yeah, where has Yuzong been this entire series?
He's never played the dragon.
Yeah, all right, now, if they want to do setup for the dragon, I do hope that he might have to get rid of that Lunox, because I will admit, Rose's Lunox was kind of nasty with it. Like, I don't, even if we switch out that Esmeralda for the Yuzong, I think the exact same scenario would have occurred.
Yeah. In game number 2, you were asking about where's that tempo breaker. Well, that's where we saw it. That's where they ended up getting that win. It was through the Phoveus of Cram as well, breaking the tempo of Aurora when they were trying to end it, making the most out of the dark waves, and of course just him being able to jump and draw attention towards him away from the rest of the team. So maybe that's where we have to go back to, picks like that. We haven't even seen Lapu Lapu this entire season.
Yeah, he has played Lapu, he has played CC, but that's not enough. I think there has to be something else in the proverbial satchel for the team captain of SRG. It's him. I personally am going to pin it on him. He has to be the one to sacrifice to buy the rest of the map time to equal the odds to get us to game 5.
He's done it once before, he might have to do it again, but coming into this draft, let's first answer the most important question. Is it red? Is it blue for either Aurora or SRG?
Past 2 games have been Aurora blue side. With a 1-1 in that regard. SRG goes back to blue, starting it off where we started off this series. Game number 1, they banned out Fanny, Eve, and Freya, while Aurora Gaming banned out Grok, Jusin, and Kimmy.
Pretty standard bans all across the board. I want to see if SRG is going to just stick to their guns, right? Ban out the Fanny, get rid of the Eve on top of it. Then we should see from the opposite side that Aurora is not going to touch the quad, so it gets rid of the Jushin. Yep, pretty quickly. Standard bans across the board.
Do they do a Kimmy ban last for Aurora in Red 3? And then for SRG, is this a Sora ban? Then they first pick, what, CC or something? Has it come to that?
I think it has to be a CC at this point.
At this point,
Sorry.
They need a confidence booster.
Yeah.
They need an absolutely dominating game just to get the mental back in.
Still, though, there are a lot of top picks still available. Are they willing to give Yums his Kalea again? Talked about the Claude, you've talked about the Sora. Yes, Claude has not been shown up. Yu Zhong maybe finally does show up as the first pick. CC gets banned by SRG.
Ooh, I'd rather ban it. Opening Sora. They're giving Aurora the ultimatum here. Ban the Sora or we pick it first. but yeah, now you wonder, do they put Lunar on the Rosa on a Valentina, or do they risk it? Do they check Sigiboom and say, Sigiboom, are you ready to Valentina gold lane? Is that even a thing?
I mean, yes, I think it's more than likely if Claw gets picked up that it's most likely going to be Sora on the opposite side, because I feel like it's more devastating when you have to play Valentina in a laning phase that's not good for you, which is, again, one of the big weak points of picking Valentina just in general.
Ban the Sora. So just to avoid the whole situation, just ban the Sora.
I think they need to leave it open. And, yep, ban of the Uranus. Here it is. Here it is. Sora, Claude, one or the other. Or they just ignore and go Kalia once again. I don't know, man. I don't know. Yums has kind of been on and off today. If I was in Coach Vecchi's position, I'm looking at Arcadia as just like, give him Claude.
Yeah. An innocent carry. And then with all of the very aggressive rotations in the mid, I think SRG keep banking on the idea that we need someone that doesn't need to take time to farm for our gold lane. We need someone that can be impactful right away, because Aurora's taking it to our mid trio, and if we go for a farmer gold, that feels like a loss.
Not just a loss.
Yeah.
It's a loss.
The clouds are ever shifting.
Oh! Yep, there it is. All right. Well, first, is this SRG's first time on the sword this series?
This series, yes.
Yeah. All right. So this is a decision that Coach Bad Galsef and Coach Apex said, okay, it's Operation Match Point. I don't know what that is exactly, but they clearly just let this through. They banned the Uranus. They thought that was more important. Is it right? Is it wrong? We don't know yet.
They're going to go with the Kimmy. They're going to go with the Freya this time around. And that's not a bad idea, because at least with the Freya, even when you're facing off against the Sora, pre-level 4, you're absolutely just punching Sora in the face, and there's nothing much you can really do about it. The Kimmy is interesting, though. Is this punishable? Because it feels like they're kind of baiting SRG and saying, you know what? You can have the laning phase, but at the very least, if we pick Farsa, we're going to blast you out of the water later in the game. But the whole story for the past 3 matches is we win an early game. Generally, we should win the game in general.
Game 3 was a prime example of that. I think 10.5 minutes is a little too slow for Aurora, if I'm reading their movements from Game 3 right.
Freya, basic attack. Oh! They want to give Aurora a taste of their own medicine!
Okay, does that mean Pagu gets access to Cho? Give him the Cho. Do you need to show your jungler at this point? I feel like Valentina might be a consideration as a potential flex, but now that you've already got the Kimmy, you kinda are guessing whether or not you're gonna put Lunar on it.
Lunar, as well, has not played El Dragon. Oh wow, I think there's just those kinds of teams in M7. It's just like, are you a dragon or not?
The tough thing about picking up the dragon here is that most likely you'll have 3 bodies on your backline jumping on you. The Leomord, the Sora, and whatever the roam will be here for you. That if you go dragon, I feel like it's gonna hurt more. So at least they have an extra body to help peel. They're gonna need that Unbreakable to get that taunt off.
No, man, this Gato is really good pick from the side of Aurora. Really well played by them. They're going to be making sure that they're banning out the Phoveus alongside it, which means they want something with multiple dashes inside the jungle or outside of it. SRG, on the other hand, where are the other points of a contention, right? Because they've been consistently banning out the Guinevere each and every time. And then maybe the +1 in the jungle. They did try to adapt it a little bit more, but it doesn't seem like that game plan was working out on the red side.
Was it Guinevere Joy? Guinevere Hayabusa.
Shin?
I think,
When
yeah, if I'm Aurora, I'd want to see them get the Guinevere here. So if SRG can take it out, take it out.
I'm born.
Yep, there it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's left? Lancelot, Hayabusa, split-second response, taking out that Granger. Still no clear pick in the gold lane, just making sure that, you know what, Innocent, you got it. That better be yours.
Okay.
This is a really tough one. This is a really tough one. Because if we're following back on the traditional pattern, this should also be another jungle ban for the side of SRG, even if it's on the blue side. I'm trying to think, are there any linchpin picks that could, maybe, I don't know, pull a little bit of the thread of this t-shirt to hopefully unravel it?
Is there room for TNZ to utility? That's another question.
Yeah.
We're not considering the box.
If they want to play
Fred.
for the Freya and Kimmy, then they go something like Fred, right?
Welcome to the greatest mag show
Or,
of
of
all
course,
time.
just the hyper-aggressive TNZ's Harley.
They were hesitant to team fight with that Harley around, so understandable. I thought that maybe SRG would be confident enough to not even let it get to the point where it's going to be a threat. So.
Well, no, I mean, the reason why the Harley came out was because Zetienne was already there for the MR Shred. Now that you don't have the MR Shred, and considering that Uranus is already gone, those are the two main picks that you want to pair up with the Harley. So I don't see Harley coming into this, considering that his only main target is going to be this Farsa. At that point, anything with a dash would be just as good.
What's he gonna end up with? Utility or assassin? The utility changes the focus to a carry through the Kimmy and the Freya. They go for Terizla. They needed stability. They needed that BOS.
That's really smart. That's really smart. Oh my goodness. Even if they do get Yuzhong on that side, it's gonna be a bit like, yeah, you'll kind of win out the lane, but not enough to kind of kick the ankles out of Lunar.
Yeah. At that point, Lunar is just making sure he gets to penalty zone as fast as possible. That's it.
Well, I mean, there's also the lane prior as well. He clears way faster than Sora or whatever next pick is going to come out.
And we're about to find out. That's where I'm a little skittish still. I don't know what is in the EXP lane or the gold lane, and I don't know what Yums is rocking. What are you trying to do here? Do you Cho?
I think he goes Cho and then forces people to take Purify, right?
But do they have enough blasting power to make sure that whoever they kick gets killed? They don't.
Or they can go for Kalia, one or the other, right?
Victory is now
Cho Esme,
conceivable.
interesting.
Gold lane Sora. That's Innocent specialty.
Time to drop the beat
There's
of
the
the
joy.
Man, this is a really good draft from Aurora. Gotta give it to them. A lot of interesting ways that they can play this, because if this comes down to a messy, like, one fight you already lose a couple of people, and then afterwards you're thinking about the next fight to happen within the next 5 seconds, I think even then, on a lane per basis, yeah, Aurora should be able to kind of hold up if necessary, but the counter index says otherwise, a minus 0.5.
So, is the SRG man showing a vote of confidence for Aurora's draft here?
I would say that I still gotta lean into SRG. I'm sorry.
This is SRG's first Leomord. I'm not so sure. I'm with Aurora.
Will we go to game 5, or will it mean that SRG goes down to the lower bracket here and Aurora Turkey will get their best finish for their region in MLBB history? Mirko, Trex, tell the story.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Land of Dawn. Match point for Aurora Gaming. We heard the panel. Gideon is with SRG. Leo is with Aurora. I'm with Trex. Trex, who are you with?
I am with Aurora Turkey here right now. I think the draft is clean. Don't get me wrong, there's always potential for SRG, but Aurora this time also has a clean late game potential. And that's where SRG's been getting the comeback. So can SRG do what Aurora did last time and aggressively? Oh, that is what they need.
Wait a second.
Cram under the tower.
Way too greedy, Cram. Oh my goodness, playing.
Let's go back there.
Yeah. Playing over, oh my god.
First blood, possibly Yums, takes a lot of damage, able to just dash through with the Shun Po.
Okay, so at least along with Red Giants are like, we need to try to be more aggressive, right? We need to try to beat Aurora Gaming at their own game, especially considering we have a fighter now in the jungle. But the thing is, they gotta respect the fact that some of these guys are extra tanky, some of these guys have a Revitalize still. Pagu didn't even have to use that, and they won it out. Luckily, Yums didn't have to flicker too, so that's a positive. Let's take a look at the emblems here. Nothing too crazy, honestly, all throughout. It's still the weapon mastery for the Freya that we've seen in Swiss stage as well. But yeah, it really is just the standard emblems for everybody. I guess for Stormy, usually we would see some Farsas go for pull yourself together when they're on Flickered Farsa, but he wants a bit more mobility with the Wilderness Blessing.
I do agree that SRG needs to be aggressive here, but they do still need it. They need Stormy to hit level 4.
Yeah.
They need that Feathered Airstrike to outrange Rosa. They need Yums to hit level 4. And then I think that's their time to shine, but TNZ, as always, pushing in on the mid. Feathered Airstrike does come down. Stormy finally locks in with the level 4, but uses it right before Turtle.
Yeah, that's a big win. Aurora Gaming are really trying to bait out the Phantom Steed away, but it's not going to happen right now. TNZ fully stacked up.
for an angle. Electrifying Beats comes out. Hume's able to get the knockup. Doesn't have the way of the dragon just yet. Rosa trying to lock onto Cram. Turtle still in the hands of SRG right now as TNZ's forced to go back to base.
Hume's surviving there. Could sidestep away from skill 1 to Lunar. Turtle for Selangor Red Giants. Again, through the prio that they have in the bottom lane, XP, they were able to just go in, push forward. Despite Sigiboom being able to rotate, TNZ had lost too much HP. And that's why, for me, the Joy pick is the only thing that I was like, no. The Terizla was amazing. I thought they were just going to double down into the early game again. But with this Joy now, Alex Mine beats.
Does land on a Cram, but still, Aurora Gaming. I mean, I think it's the right play, but they're taking this game much slower than what we've seen the past 3.
That's why I was concerned. Oh my god, the damage!
Rosa deleted, Pagu with an AOG, but does not connect and does not help. It's too late. Aurora Gaming on the back foot this time.
Again, to go back to the point, that's why I didn't really like the Joy showing up there, because you already have a Kimmy in the mid lane, right? You're not super strong up until mid game. You do have a pretty strong level 1 to 2. That's when you can actually, get all stacks early and then start gunning the Lethal Wanderer down. But after that, this is what happens. You're very vulnerable. And again, Wei the Dragon, with the Feathered Airstrike, it just cancels you out. And with the Leomord as well there, they can really start snowballing. Selangor Red Giants technically can Aurora Gaming from the past. That's what we've seen.
Can they Aurora Gaming, the Aurora Gaming team? At this point, though, TNZ hasn't gone down yet, which is a good thing. Aurora Gaming only at about 1,000 gold lead deficit, 800 to 900 actually. This is the goal, right? Wait for second item spike. Wait for TNZ to come online. And SRG needs to, I think, stop that from happening. They need to, if I'm SRG, I think you push harder here. You really dig in.
That's why you got Aurora Gaming right now. You got to go enter the jungle, take things away from TNZ, starve them out, but they're not doing the best at that yet. Like, TNZ is still getting room, and mainly it's because of Pagu constantly just helping him out. Again, Aurora Gaming are kind of used to this. They actually, Lunar is trying his best to stop the cut, but that's not going to happen. Esmeralda's just way stronger there.
That does give an advantage coming up on this Turtle. We're going to see Cram most likely rotate right up. Wait a second, up at the top side. A lot of damage. Does land on a Sigiboom. Sigiboom just able to escape. But another Feathered Airstrike goes down from Stormy. Lord up. Look at Pagu and the rest of the team trying to make their way in.
No Flicker and no Valkyrie Descent.
Ooh, nice kick to the face. TNZ unable to get into the Turtle pit. SRG doing such a great job at zoning Aurora Gaming out of these fights.
Nothing Aurora Gaming can do right now to deal with this pressure. Again, if we take a look at the blueprint, hold on, Skies, again, taking away the green camp from Aurora Gaming. Now, Yum's found a bad spot. They don't have to go in, and they won't. But back again to game 1 to game number 3. How have Aurora Gaming been able to actually outpace Selangor Red Giants when it comes to the early game? Winning mid prio, getting the winning mid matchup. Right now, it ain't it, right? Like, you have a pretty good mid matchup, but it's not something that can make you rotate. It enable you to rotate around the map. You're just kind of there farming up instead of clearing, rotating. That's what Stormy's doing.
Stormy might not be able to get away from this one. Stormy finds the kill. That's going to be a tower as well. SRG are starting to push in, dig deep, and Aurora Gaming.
Uh-oh, wait a minute. More to come.
Penalty zone does come down. Lunar not going to be able to escape once again. Barbiel gets the kill. Sekai secures it. And now, TNZ just trying to get his own purple. Luckily, he does that. But it's still a big loss for Aurora.
Uh-oh. Now goes on an Innocent, but he already used that Electrifying Beats. First item, Genius Wand, is the choice here for TNZ. And that's quite late if we're thinking about things right now. He's very far behind compared to Skies. Look at Skies already with the Fury Hammer and the War Axe, man. Building towards the next item. Honestly, from everybody here, you can definitely see the big lead over from Cram as well, just constantly cutting the wave and forcing Lunar to rotate to lose out his own wave to turrets.
Hume's also doing such a better job this time on the Cho than what we saw last time. Even if he's not getting a big pick off, he's using that kick to zone them away right before objectives. He's not as aggressive on it, but he's technical with it. A lot of damage on a Stormy there. Pagu looking for the re-engage, looking for the taunt. They do jump on to Humes. Enough to look at the chasing clouds. They're yoinked up. The response comes back. Sigiboom trying to get out of the way. Feathered Airstrike does come down. Aurora Gaming doesn't lose anyone just yet.
Yeah. Really good sustain by Aurora Gaming. Great maneuvers as well to escape. Now they're going to go in onto Cram, who's up top, but this is just a distraction, and I don't think they can beat him.
Oh my god, look at the damage. Cram under the tower! AOG to come in. If Cram gets away from this, he truly is immortal.
That's why he's immortal, folks. He's still human. But damn, that was impressive, man.
Cram.
Damn, Cram! Skies now with a Phantom Seed as well. He's using it to get control over purple buff. And again, even though he's mortal, he died there, he ain't immortal, they get the purple buff. They get a tier 1 mid lane turret as well. So it's super worth it. There was no bounty on him. Valkyrie Descent now over on Stormy.
So much value for Cram there. Stormy gonna be able to get away. We're waiting on a Lord. 3 turtles going to the hands of SRG. Almost a 4,000 gold lead. 3 towers down. Aurora Gaming are still waiting on that power spike.
Yeah, I don't know when it's going to hit, honestly, right? With the Kimmy and the Joy, I guess the Holy Crystal. But the thing is, when you're already on picks like this that need specific timers and you're behind, that means it gets delayed even more. Because once you get the Holy Shield, Selangor Red Giants would already have enough of defenses to deal with it. So then you're going to have to wait for the next power spike, which is Divine Glaive. And at that point, you're just waiting for late game. You're just waiting all the way. And you can't really Aurora Gaming it anymore. Again, for you guys who just tuned in, Aurora Gaming, the way they've won was through prio and winning early game hard to snowball. That's not it right now. For Aurora Gaming, their position, the way Selangor Red Giants have been positioned in the last 3 games, they're the ones fighting from behind.
Phantom Zone does come in, but once again, the Clouds are able to catch Aurora Gaming up. AOG to respond. Rose is not quite there yet, but here comes Siggy Boom. Aurora Gaming might want to try to fight this. Siggy Boom continues with the onslaught, gets knocked back. And Aurora Gaming back off, but they are able to defend the tier 2.
So at least they have good clear. They have ways to deal with Selangor Red Giants if they overstep. Again, taking a look at the items, I really love Stormy's itemization. It's Chenzi!
Chenzi with the electrifying beats, but the damage just isn't there at all. Sekai's doesn't even have magic defense items right now. He went for a brute force breastplate, and still, the damage isn't there.
You don't care. You don't care at all, man. He just got the tough boot. That is enough to deal with just a Genius Wand. Yes, at this point still, just a Genius Wand. He's building towards the Holy Crystal. He's getting closer, but with all the orange buffs being taken and him zoned away from even minion waves here, it's gonna be tough. Yums. Aw, dude. The constant fades from Yums on the Cho.
But he's being more patient this time with it, right? He's being more careful this time with it. Aurora Gaming on the defense, and this is what SRG did with the Turtles. They zone away Aurora Gaming, and Sekai's just personally takes the neutral objective himself. He doesn't need the rest of his team there. Aurora Gaming has no way in.
They have too much zoning power right now, and honestly, there's not really enough damage still for Aurora Gaming to deal with Cram. That's him solo lording. Sky's picking it up. TNZ trying to make a cross-map play here. Trying his best to just get some camps away, at least be able to breathe in this harsh climate that Selangor Red Giants have created for Aurora Gaming. And at this point, it really comes down to defending. Do they have as good clear as Selangor Red Giants in the previous games? I don't think so. But they do have wave clear, just with the Kimmy. They have good zoning, too, with the Goblin and the Terizla. Oh no, Tienzi.
Tienzi in a bad spot, electrifying beats. Decides not to go for it. Aurora Gaming just, I mean, they can't commit at this point. I think they want to, but they know there's just no way. You try to go in with all of these fighters, they have no range. You get kicked in the face by Yums, or you get a falling Star Moon, or something stops you in your tracks.
It's on for Pagu. It's only on to Yums. Waves coming down, crashing into the mid lane. That's the Holy Shield down bottom lane as well. Aurora, they need to defend up top. That's the far lane.
There is no holy defense to stop the Lord. He will get the crash cleanly. In the backside though, TNZ does use the electrifying beats. They're trying to lock on. Nice play of the Dragon Feathered Airstrike. Takes him off of the map. Base still on the defense. As Pagu and the rest of the team move back, they give him over the inhibitor. The Lord at about 20%. Aurora Gaming should be able to defend this if they don't make any huge mistakes, but more minions still coming.
Now in the mid lane they go. It's Stormy who's going in, trying to dish out a little bit more damage, a little more Yums. Pops to the G-Crew, no Innocent!
Oh, big play by Innocent, the knockback with the AOG to try to save the day, but it connects to nobody. Barbiel is out, Phantom Steed to cause some more damage. Feathered Airstrike comes down.
To base, it's down Cram! With a flicker in, a cannon minion on the base.
And a minion on the base, they will still be able to defend. All 5 members back on the field. Siggy Boom looking for a target.
Oh,
No Valkyrie's descent just yet, but out it comes. A nice knock up, and Innocent finally falls.
wait, guys. I don't know about this. Walks in way too aggressive.
Aurora Gaming trying to respond. That guy's in a bad spot, stuck against the wall. Can they get the finishing
Guys,
blow? He pushes
whoa!
back, and he takes out Rosa. Lunar finally takes him down, but down comes the feathered air move. Feathered airstrike.
Now it's Cram trying to go and peel for the team, but Stormy's going to be taken down. It's an all-in.
Yenzi on the defense, Cram there as always.
Whoa.
Star move lands on.
Yenzi!
Yenzi just able to get away. Does he re-engage? Purple buff still there. Yenzi is able to secure it, but Cram is relentless.
A long fight. And it goes in favor of Aurora Gaming in numbers, but Selangor Red Giants got everything they needed. 3 base turrets with Lord 1 is more than anything else, dude. They could have even been wiped out. They would still have proper timers to respawn back and to have the value. So right now for Selangor Red Giants, it's all about, okay, we got the base turrets, now how do we utilize the advantage? Let's not brawl against Aurora Gaming like that around Lord, right? Let's just wait for the wave to push up top. We already have a big item gap here. You can see a 2,600 goal lead for Cram, 1,400 for Skies. Cram?
Ooh, Cram caught up. Valkyrie's descent. Cram might not be able to get away from this one. If he does, once again, he's a problem. Yumes does come in.
No.
AOG comes out just to keep Yumes away. Aurora Gaming find a pick off before the Lord, but look at the boss side.
Exactly. Look at the Lord. They're already doing it. They're trying to blitz it right now, and it's actually already done. There's no way for Aurora Gaming to respond to it. Cram for Lord is the trade, but Selangor Red Giants, oh, wait, it spawns instantly. Can they wait for Cram or no?
I don't think they can.
I don't think so.
Gaming. I think at this point you just let that.
Clear. They shouldn't be clearing.
Shouldn't be clearing. They should.
There you go.
Just let it free.
Yeah, okay. They still get it. Innocent's looking for the flank.
Side. And looking for an angle. Stormy there as well. TNZ and Yumes in the boss side. Conceal play coming out. Yumes looking for the big kick, but he kicks him away. Phantom Steed does not connect. Penalty zone there as well. As Rosa tries to defend along with his team. Innocent in a bad spot. Electrifying Beats hasn't popped just yet. Lord finally does fall down. TNZ to the backside. Finally does use it. Aurora Gaming looking for the smack back. Looking for the fight back.
Oh, the fighting armor is a bit short. Rosa's still able to escape. Yumes is going to go in with the Jikundo. Oh my goodness, Rosa with the flicker out.
Ram flickers in. Looking for another target. That guy's an Innocent also. Just waiting for the possible mess up. But Aurora Gaming aren't having it.
There we go. Good resources burnt out already. They burnt out the flicker from Rosa. That's big. But the thing is, the Lord will spawn in 110 seconds, so it's aligned with Rosa's cooldown on the flicker. So next, Lord, because if we're speaking realistic here, Aurora shouldn't walk out of their base until the Lord spawns, so they should be safe still. It really comes down to Selangor Red Giants getting that one combo down. Aurora Gaming, as we get into the late game, they're going to have those frontliners that can actually sustain through a full-on initiation. And remember, for SRG, with the Leo Ward, with Sora, with Farsa, this is a very one-cycle team fight that they're looking for. They're looking to burst their opponents out with a cycle of skills, and if they don't, Aurora Gaming might be able to retaliate.
And the gold has been neutralized a bit as well. It's down to about 2.8k. Big falling star moon though on to 2 members, but it's just Lunar and Paragu. Innocent also testing the waters here. Yumes as well, constantly looking for the flank. But Rosa and TNZ have not showed face, and he knows those are the targets I need.
That's a smart move for Aurora Gaming. There's no reason for them to put themselves into vulnerable positions before the neutral objective spawns in the game. Pagu was waiting in the bush. Knows where Yumes is. That means TNZ can actually still go for more dashes. Now it comes down to how Aurora Gaming deal with the wave up top. Can they clear it or not? Because at the end of the day, Selangor Red Giants don't even need to do anything. We hit a dragon.
Dragon wrong way. Penalty zone misses as well. For the airstrike comes out. And TNZ is taken off the map. Siggy Boom goes to the back line trying to deal with Stormy, but on the top side the battle pursues as Rose is taken out and members of Aurora Gaming are falling.
Lunar going to be caught low. Crowd with a double.
And with a double, can he make it a triple? Lunar still stands strong. Siggy Boom in the backside as well. It's just 2 members against the world, but Sekai's like, forget this. I'm moving on to the base. Lunar trying to defend, but it's not enough. The score is neutralized. SRG make it 2-2.
Ladies and gentlemen, our first match in Tennis Indoor Senayan will go all the way.